Maybe you're struggling to start your solo play, and you don't need more books, you don't need more supplements, you don't need more dice. But what you do need is some momentum. Just like this ball, an object at rest stays at rest. And an object in motion stays in motion until an outside force acts upon it. We need to generate some momentum. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Sacred Art of Gaming, and if you're new here, welcome. Today we're going to talk about some ways to get you to start solo playing if that is a thing that you're struggling with. And I suspect if you're anything like me, momentum is a bit of the issue. And momentum is more than just getting started, it is also to continue. You got to keep going. Sometimes there's going to be some humps you got to get over. So we're going to talk about generating some momentum, keeping some momentum, overcoming those obstacles that'll be an issue, and then also future-proofing this so this way you can solo play easier in the future and get an idea as to what you like. Let's get started. So what are you excited about? It's an important question. So if you're really not excited about anything, then that's, I don't know, maybe back to the drawing board. But me personally, I'm always excited about something. I think I'm actually excited about too many things. You may actually be suffering from the same thing. You get pulled in too many different directions. But it's important to take something and just go with it in that moment, because that'll be the path of least resistance. Now this can be a setting, a system, a supplement book, an art book, based on a video game that you've played recently. You could even some type of toys, terrain, maps, minis, anything like that, right? Anything that just, man, this is just really speaking to me. Let's make a game out of it. To build on that further, we can even use media to build on that further. Maybe you've played the Dark Souls board game, and maybe you love Dark Souls, the video game, but you haven't played it in a while, or Elden Ring or anything like that, or one of the many spin-offs. Maybe jump into something like that to really get the juices flowing. Because now this is like, we're playing 4D chess, baby. We're now getting excited about the game and getting more feedback from other stuff. Movies too. I don't know about any like Dark Souls movies necessarily, but there's plenty of other examples. Maybe Weird West, maybe you want to watch Tombstone, play Red Dead Redemption, Magnificent Seven, or whatever the hell it is. This is probably the obvious advice to give, but it's also like the hardest advice, at least for like most adults that are very busy. When we were kids, this was easy. But we're not kids anymore, unfortunately. But we still want to feel like a kid every now and then. That's important. That's for another video. But just fucking do it. So we're going to give ourselves 30 minutes. 3 30-minute sessions. Schedule it whenever you'd like. Maybe you can do all 3 in 1 week. Maybe you can do all 3 in a month. Maybe you can only do 1 a month. But either way, we're going to give ourselves at least 3 opportunities. 30-minute sessions. And we are going to sit down and give it 100% for at least 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We're going to give 100% effort during that time. And for me personally, under most circumstances, at the end of those 5 minutes, I'm excited. I'm jazzed. I'm ready to play some more. I'm ready to turn the page. I'm basically playing Civilization and I'm just hitting next turn over and over and over. So I'm excited to see what else I uncover. Now let's start talking about obstacles, because this is probably going to be the big one. This is going to be the big one that is going to stop you from starting and then also from continuing to play. We kind of touched on this a little bit already, but having a set time and a set place, this is huge. This is huge. We need to minimize friction, because if you're anything like me, if I sit down and there's papers all over the desk where I think I'm going to play, now I'm moving those papers within those 5 minutes that I felt like I had. Maybe the kid is only napping for a little bit longer, and those moments are precious. So in the amount of time that it takes me to clear stuff off, find the dice, find the notebook, all this stuff, it's time wasted. It should be prepped and ready to go. You should be able to just jump right in that seat, recliner, window seat, outside on a blanket, whatever it is, it should be very, very easy. Very easy. And that time has to be free time. That time can't be like I'm on call. It can't be like, my toddler is around but playing, but you still kind of have to keep an eye on them. It really, if you're struggling to get started, we want to give it a really good A+ effort. So to do that, it has to be 30 minutes of completely free time. So this way you can just sit down, get into that mode. That area can also like be where you feel like a solo role player, and maybe even that time, if it's the same time that you do it, let's say it's at 8:30 or something, that is your solo role player time. Have the stuff out, have the role-playing book out. If it's Daggerheart, for example, have Daggerheart on the desk. That is not clutter. That is what you're going to use. You're going to sit down, you're going to see it, and you're going to get fucking excited. So we want to have everything that's not going to be useful out of the way, and everything that you will be using front and center, not cluttered, but within arm's reach and there. Your dice, your notebook, your pen, your computer, your iPad, whatever it is, the book, etc. Anything that you use to play. And now we need to have a little bit of a mindset shift. Now, we need to lower the stakes, because I think a lot of people, myself included, sometimes has this grand idea as to what a solo gaming session is going to be. Whether it's the story that we're going to interact with, or even just how easily I'll be able to navigate the rules in that moment. Lower the stakes. It's fine to make mistakes. That's actually part of the process. You're solo role-playing as you're going through the rules and making mistakes, because everything is play. Get messy. Make mistakes. Is that Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus? Get in there. Happy little accidents. Quote more people. And it's just you. It's just you. So those mistakes don't matter. To kind of borrow from like artists, a lot of times when they're like inking, like instead of using a pencil to sketch and they're just using ink, they make mistakes and they just roll with it and they make something of it. And that's perfectly fine. If you screwed up the rules a little bit, like that could be your new rule, or you just make a note and fix it for next time. No big deal. Do we want to throw one more quote in here? Fun in every task. Mary Poppins. All of this can be fun, whether it's you drawing your map or your dungeon or building your character or going through the rules or reading up on the setting, I should say. Doing a flashback with your character, combat, whatever it is, right? There can be fun in all of that. And the more you play, the more you'll realize what you enjoy. Which brings us to our final point. We want to future-proof this bad boy. We want to make, every time we do it, we want to make it even easier for the next time we want to do it. So we're going to start with taking notes or tracking our progress in some way. This could be the obvious, like writing it down with a pen, paper, pencil. You could be typing it up in an iPad, tablet, computer. You could use audio or video to track it as well. You may even just doodle or draw, and maybe that's what's going to spark your memory for the next time you play. Make a game out of it. Make it fun. This is meant to be fun. It's play. And as we're doing this, I did touch on this already a little bit, but this is a good way to discover your likes and your dislikes for solo role-playing. Maybe you'll find out that combat is not your jam. You thought combat would be really cool, and turns out you actually like other stuff. You like the mystery and the exploration more than you actually like the combat. Maybe you thought you would love a no roll to hit system like Cairn or Note Quest, and you just roll damage, and you're like, you know what? I thought I'd like it. I don't. But you know what? You just made progress towards finding your solo gaming center, your homeostasis, if you will. And that's great, because anytime you had a rough day, you can always return to that center, and that's like your cozy game place, your happy place that you can always go to when you don't want to be too adventurous. And you can also realize that when you are feeling adventurous, what kind of stuff you would want to dive into that is outside of your norm. But that's for another time. We'll talk about that in another video. All right, so you have your tasker. Don't forget, 3 sessions, 30 minutes scheduled in a free time, in a free place with your stuff already set up. Give it at least 5 minutes. You can do, like, 5 minutes is nothing. Give it 5 minutes of 100% effort and report back, because I want to hear how it went. Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, so this way more people can get this information, and hopefully it can help them too. I'm Sacred. This is the Sacred Art of Gaming. Feel free to enjoy any of these other videos that will pop up. There's some more solo advice and solo plays and other nonsense and debauchery. I'll see you in the next one as we continue to explore the sacred art of gaming together. Beat it, nerds!